What's going on, people? EA Sports Game Changer, MadScientist06 here, hardcoregamers.com. Welcome to the show, episode 16. Shout out to some of my subscribers, man. I appreciate your feedback, keeping the scientists straight. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We got a lot to talk about this week because some interesting stuff is going on with the Dynasty. First of all, congratulations, Mad Johnson, number 5. We are moving up. Got some people coming to visit. Want some XP. Shout out to my subscriber who told me don't forget to use your skill points. You can see down the bottom of the screen it says upgrades available, and I've been ignoring them. Well, unfortunately, I recorded all of this the whole season, so I can't go back and do that now. But eventually, in a couple episodes, I do figure it out and go get the upgrades done. And you are right. Some of the upgrades have to do with recruiting, and you want to get those as soon as you can. Anyway, we got to talk about our boy Lou Johnson. All right, so Cal has been gaining on us every week for the last 4 or 5 weeks. They finally jumped. So they jumped from being negative 195 points to 295. That's a crazy jump. So you got to keep that in mind when you're doing your recruiting, that nothing is really safe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, not nothing is really safe, but I'm just saying, look at the type of jump. If they can jump like that, you can jump like that. That's all I'm saying. So there's a lot of stuff going on here that I noticed. One, last week, Lou Johnson's bonus points were 110. This week, he's got a 140-point bonus. So what's the difference? The difference is because our playing style grade changed from a D to a C plus in his mind, and so we went from getting 15 points for that to 45. So this is a whole dynamic pitch system in effect. If your school improves, and the week before we put up a lot of yards on the ground through the sim, of course, and he liked that. So that affected his points. However, it still wasn't enough. Now we're behind. And I'm not sure how much I want to fight for this guy because he's only 85 speed. And if I have a team of 4 running backs all in the 90s, he's gotta play fullback. He's not gonna get a lot of time in the man size system. So, we finally found out that he's 85 speed. So, it is what it is. B acceleration, B agility. I mean, the guy's got some promise. So we're gonna keep with him. But look at here. We have a lock. You see the red line must stay within 1,339 points to stay in the battle. So now it's just Oregon and Washington for the final selection, unless one of these other teams executes one of those coach skills and gets across the lock. But right now, it's just us two, and now it's on. The battle is on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it in. All right, let's check up on our boy Robert Jones. Robert Jones jumped from number 2 to number 1 last week, and he moved from being 290 points ahead to 1,200 points ahead. So he's rolling. He's doing well. Won't have any complaints about Robert Jones. All right, what's going on with our boy Juwan Pope? So Juwan Pope is our athlete, and 83 speed. That's not bad for a quarterback, and 80 truck. Okay, 78 break tackle. I like this guy. So, you know what? We tried to be fancy last week. We went from 400 points down to 100 points, and we wound up losing some ground on the next team behind. So we were 945 points in front. Now we're only 415 points in front. So we took a gamble. We lost some ground, and that could prove, a big deal. But we had to experiment to see how many points we can use and how many we can't. And so now we got an idea that 100 probably is not a lot, So And also look at these bonuses he got. We threw for over 250 yards, so he got a bonus. Be the top 25, got a bonus. Be the conference team, got a bonus. So pretty interesting stuff there. All right, next up is our boy Mike Breezy. That's what I'm gonna start calling him, Mike Breezy. 6'2", hard hitting cornerback. 93 speed, just laying the wood like we know he could. So we experimented with him. We gave him 300 points last week. He got a nice little sizable lead. So we experimented this week and went with 0 points, right? I mean, this is a test dynasty. We just playing around, right? We trying to learn some things. So actually, he maintained his lead. Part of that might be because he's a pipeline. He's in a pipeline, so he kind of gets some extra points. But his bonus is at 340. I think that's one of the highest ones on the board. So he's kicking butt. Next up is Marcus Harrell, who's maintaining that number 1 spot, but it's getting gained on a little bit. Time for a visit. We're going to bring him in for a visit, and boom, we're going to have him come in and watch that Utah game because he's going to get complimentary bonus with our boy athlete J. Pope, which is pretty cool. One's a wide receiver, one's a potential quarterback. Boom. Locked in. That's how we do it. All right, so next up is John Casey. With John Casey, we went down from 135 to 0 points. We had a sizable lead of 1,900 or over 1,900. And we increased that lead even though UNLV is trying to creep up a little bit. I don't think we're really worried about them too much. So I'm not going to put a lot of points on it. This guy's 90 speed, so I just like him because he's 6'3". I think he can do something for the team. For the team. Bring him on the team. All right, Mike Rivers. What do we got? What do we got here? So we're going to take away a little bit of points from Mike Rivers. I don't know why we're doing that. I don't know what the mad side logic was. I can't remember now. Mark Christian still in at number 2. Like this guy, 87 speed. Mark Floyd, number 1. Ready for a visit. So we're going to bring him in for a complimentary visit. There we go. Still doing some scouting. Like that 80 tackle. Andre Lott, you can see it's lock time, ladies and gentlemen, and we made the lock. So we good to go. We are good to go. James Capps, chilling in the number 1 spot. We took him all the way down to 0. And he just went down slightly. So, okay, so we hold it. Chris Bailey made up a little bit of ground. Ready to visit. So we bring him in for a visit. Boom, get that complimentary visit with Utah. That's cool. Get us 100 extra bonus points. We like bonus points. Lewis Gray is next. So Lewis Gray is good to go. He went up last week, as you recall, from number 7 to number 1. So he's holding tight at number 1. Anthony Wright went from number 5 to number 3 to number 1. Yes. So he's moving along right nicely. These guys here, we brought these guys in last week. Threw a couple points on some of them. See how things worked out. And they're doing their thing. We still want to scout these guys. Not all that happy about a 47 OVR tight end. So we're not going to put a lot of points on them. Definitely not. So actually he got booted from the island. So he's done. Done deal. Can't have anybody that bad. Alright, so with all that done, what we're going to do is, why not do a little bit search, do another search, see if we can find anybody, looking in the pipeline, just to make sure. What are we looking at? Defensive tackle? Alright. 20 matches. And of course, you know we were in need of a defensive tackle. So we're just kind of looking around, see what we can find. Doesn't hurt to look around, to search, to do some extra searching. Those who spend extra time will be rewarded with extra players. That's what I like to think. So just looking around, looking at relative position. Can we jump in on something? Can we jump in on the party? Is it too many people at the party already? That's the kind of stuff that we're looking at. So we found a little defensive tackle, just looking around. Maybe has some promise, maybe not. But anyway, stay tuned for episode 17. Right on deck. Like if you can. Subscribe. Tell your people. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'm out.